The skill or behavior that I wanted to change over the course of the semester was my public speaking skills. My future career goal is to become a professor, so public speaking skills will prove absolutely critical in this profession. Also, like most of the world, I am nervous when it comes to public speaking. I set several goals over the course of this semester to help me improve my public speaking skills. A process goal I set was to improve my speech mechanics by lessening vocal fillers and also lessening unnecessary body motions. The progress goal that I set was to improve my public speaking skills day to day in everyday life settings, and also to improve each of my speeches in my CST 341 class this semester. And finally, I had two outcome goals, which were to improve my just everyday casual public speaking, just overall, and also to pass my CST 341 class, preferably with an A. There were three psychological skills that I use other than goal setting to improve my public speaking. First, I started implementing relaxation techniques. I know one of the barriers I had coming into this was that I knew I got really nervous when it came to public speaking right before and during my speech. So to try to counteract this, I started using deep breathing and several forms of meditation just prior to my speeches and right after to calm myself down. Also, I started implementing autogenic relaxation near the end of the semester, which focuses on a specific body part. In my case, it's hand movements, which I used to make very exaggerated hand movements. So I would say things such as, my hands are feeling relaxed, my hands are feeling very heavy or warm or tired, things like that, so that I would move them less and relax. The next psychological skill that I implemented was imagery. Another barrier I had throughout the semester was worrying about things going wrong and worrying about fumbling over my words, or about the settings changing that I'm doing my speeches in. So to counteract this, I would look at what setting I was doing my speech in during that time, and then I would use imagery to get a script going in my mind so that I would be less likely to fumble during my actual speech. And finally, the last psychological skill I used was thought management. Another barrier I had was that I have negative thoughts pretty constantly about my performance in school and life and things like that. So I started using thought management to counteract these negative thoughts. And I also used thought management to place more internal attributions, because another barrier I had was that I placed a lot of external attributions for my speech performance, such as classmates talking or external sounds or stimuli. So by changing the locus of control to myself and doing more internal attributions, I was able to maintain or feel like I maintained control over my speeches and stay focused. I had one relapse in this semester just after my CST 341 class ended after the first 7 weeks, which was for about 3 days. When that class ended, I didn't really know what to do or how to continue practicing my speeches as often. But I just got over this by doing it in a more variety of settings and having more casual conversations with people. And also I interviewed quite a few people this semester, so that helped as well. Two successes I had this semester were that I achieved both of my outcome goals by passing my CST 341 class with an A, and on my final project, my final speech, my professor actually commented on how much I had improved over the course of the semester, and also by improving my speaking skills just every day. There was one more barrier that I had, which was students. I'm a TA at UNCG, and several students would ask me random questions sometimes in office hours and in class that I would not expect. And so I'm not very good at improvisation, so I would fumble and I would pause and not communicate very well in those situations. And I tried several things, such as using imagery and just imagining as many wild scenarios as possible, but this just didn't help. And the only thing that did help this was just practicing in those situations, and finally I got better at it. Also, this happened when I was practicing exams as well, and students would ask me questions during the exams and I would not know what to say, but this improved with practice. Overall, this experience has been very great, and it's helped me improve my public speaking skills tremendously, and it will help me in the future as a TA and as a professor, hopefully.